This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Haley is on assignment. Well, it's the end of an era. We're learning more tonight about why the Feld Entertainment Division decided to shut down the greatest show on earth after 146 years. Parent company Feld formally announced the news this morning. It attributes the decision to a sharp decline in ticket sales, which dropped even more when the company retired the iconic elephants following accusations of animal cruelty. That decline, coupled with the high operating costs of the circus, made it an unsustainable business model. The decision affects the more than 400 people who work for the circus. Feld insists the circus's legacy will live on.
Live entertainment is not going away. There is no replacement for being live at an event. The legacy of Ringling Brothers will exist in that it has infused all other live entertainment.
If you're interested in checking out the final tour, it will be in Tampa beginning next week. Not everyone is upset about Feld's decision to close the circus. Some local animal rights activists say it's about time. ABC7's Ray Collins joins us with more on that side of the story tonight. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, Feld admits that ticket sales slipped for about 10 years, but when they dropped elephants last May, there was a dramatic sale drop. Susie Chin is a local animal rights activist, and she says she is happy to hear Ringling is closing. Even though elephants were out, the circus still had other animals like lions and tigers and camels. She hopes someone like Nick Wallenda starts a traveling show with all human circus performers.
He could do something just brilliant with all the performers, but just leave the animals out of it. You know, they don't have to have the animals to be a part of it. They can focus. Just look at Cirque du Soleil and the different things that are in Las Vegas that are fabulous, and people love to see that.
Well, you might be surprised to hear Nick's response to that idea. That story and more reaction tonight at 11. Scott?
All right, thank you so much. The announcement that the Ringling Circus was shutting down came as a big surprise to many people, especially here on the Suncoast where it's based. And now that Ringling will no longer have performances, it doesn't mean it's the end of the circus. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us now live at Circus Arts Conservatory in Sarasota with more on that side of the story. Rick?
Yes, Scott, this news did come as a big shock, but as they say, the show must go on one way or another.
This industry is going to keep going.
Seventh-generation circus performer and Sarasota resident Nick Wallenda says despite the shocking news of the Ringling Circus shutting down, he and many other entertainers will continue to keep the circus magic alive.
Circus isn't going away. Circus was here a long time before Ringling Brothers was ever around. My family started back in the 1780s, and it'll be here for a long time.
Here at the Circus Arts Conservatory, which is also home to the Sailor Circus, they tell us they will continue to do what they do best, perform. Sailor Circus, known as the greatest little show on earth, is the oldest youth circus. They've performed in front of more than 1 million people. Dolly Jacobs is co-founder of the Circus Arts Conservatory and a former longtime performer with Ringling. She is very saddened by the news that Ringling's last performance is now just a few months away, but she's optimistic there are much brighter days ahead for the circus.
As long as there's children and there's a child in all of us, the circus will always be alive and thriving.
Sailor Circus does have a performance scheduled in April. Next month, Wallenda will be headlining the Circus Sarasota show near the UTC Mall. He tells us it's important for the circus to go with the flow and adapt to changes the industry has experienced in recent years, especially when it comes to technology.
My goal is to create a show that will tour around the United States that will incorporate YouTube sensations. You know, these people that have 50 and 60 million views, those are the people that need to headline the show alongside of me.
And the show featuring Nick Wallenda will get underway on February 10th at UTC. Reporting live from Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Back to you.
All right, Rick, thank you. Circus Sarasota featuring Nick Wallenda, as we just heard, was coming up next month. Now, more than 100 of you shared your thoughts on the Ringling Circus ending on our Facebook page. Lori writes, I'm glad we're going to see them at Amalie Arena in Tampa so my kids can see them before they're gone forever. Roberta writes, though it was a lovely childhood experience, time to put that era to rest and let the animals be free. Wendy writes, I have fond memories of watching them walk from their train to their winter home in Sarasota. All those people without a job, it's bittersweet. And Karen writes, very good news for those animals. If you'd like to join the conversation, you go to our Facebook page. You find that link on our website, mysuncoast.com. Time to get a check on the weather now. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan joins us now with more. Bob?
Yeah, such a history here along the Suncoast, too. We are looking at a nice sunset tonight. Beautiful. Clear skies for the most part, 73 degrees, and the dew point is at 59. That's high. And with the clear skies and light winds and temperature and dew point temperature getting so close to one another, there's a good chance we're going to see some fog forming tonight, and some of that could be thick, especially inland areas. It will be patchy. It's not going to be a widespread fog event, but it will be around. High pressure continues to dominate the weather off the coast of the Mid-Atlantic coast states, and that is going to drive our forecast over the upcoming days, and also it means temperatures will stay pretty warm through this evening. In fact, by 11 o'clock down into the mid-60s and some fog forming at that hour with generally partly cloudy skies anticipated. As far as the rainfall goes, no rain really around here. We've had a few brief showers down south near Naples and just south of Fort Myers and near Lake Okeechobee and off the coast of West Palm Beach. But for us, we're high and dry. We'll stay that way, too. Overnight, we're not anticipating any kind of rainfall. As I mentioned, just the fog will be a concern. Temperatures right now into the mid-60s in Jacksonville, 69 in Pensacola, Orlando at 72, 77 in Miami, and temperature at 73 here at the Sarasota Bradenton Airport. The Gulf of Mexico water temperature taken at the end of the Venice Pier now is at 66 degrees. So that's going up as a result of the warm temperatures over the weekend. More in your forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott.
Thank you, Bob. Family, friends, and law enforcement are remembering a Florida sheriff's deputy killed in the line of duty.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
Funeral service for Orange County Deputy First Class Norman Lewis held this afternoon at Murdoch Baptist Church in Port Charlotte. Deputy Lewis graduated from Port Charlotte High School. His parents still live in the area. He was killed in a motorcycle crash last week while searching for suspected cop killer Markeith Lloyd. Lloyd, who is still on the run, is accused of killing his pregnant ex-girlfriend and an Orlando police officer who tried to apprehend him last week. Deputy Lewis was also remembered by Orange County Sheriff Jerry Deming.
Our beloved Norman now joins the ranks of more than 19,000 men and women in this nation who have paid the ultimate sacrifice.
ABC7's Dwayne Linda will have more on today's service coming up tonight at 11. Still to come in your Suncoast News, honoring the legacy of the late Martin Luther King Jr. Almost 50 years after his death, the celebrations continue honoring the progress established by Dr. King. And then later, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll have the official Suncoast forecast for the work week ahead. Stay with us.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you weeknights at 5.
Is the debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need
the Debt Ninja. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, you could be facing wage garnishments, levies, liens, property seizure, cancellation of business license, closure of business. The Debt Ninja fights your IRS debt. That's why you need the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja has found the best companies in the country who are on your side to fight debt. Want to learn if you qualify for the IRS Financial Hardship Program? Stop the IRS from garnishing your wages. Even if your bank account has been seized, if you have undeclared taxes, if you have existing IRS debt, it's not too late to call, so grab your phone now. Call the Debt Ninja at 800-945-0083. That's 800-945-0083. Settle your IRS debt to get the power of the Debt Ninja. Dial this number now, 800-945-0083.
Go ahead. Make a fashion statement. Demand something more than just ordinary. Capture elegance in every turn and drive with flair. Where beautiful styling is standard. Stop in and take a test drive. I'll guarantee you'll never go back to plain vanilla again. The all-new 2017 Fiat 500 starting at $14,999. only at Sunset Fiat in Sarasota.
Wouldn't it be great if you had a sofa covered in fabric that's kid-proof? Now you can! Introducing Kid-Proof by Row, now at Bacon's Furniture. For a limited time only, save 40% off kids-proof sofas at Bacon. Just look for the little green hand and select from hundreds of different fabrics that resist almost anything life throws at it. Some fabrics repel liquid, and all the amazing styles and comfortable fabrics are easy to clean. Kid-Proof sofas, now 40% off at Bacon's Furniture in Sarasota.
All across the nation today, Americans pay tribute to the late Martin Luther King Jr. The federal holiday marked with celebrations and speeches meant to inspire others to follow in Dr. King's legacy. ABC7's Bobeth Yates has more.
Well, we've all heard the phrase, keep hope alive. And that was the underlining message at MLK events like the block party behind me and other ones all up and down the Suncoast. The sound of music filled the air at Ortega, a Bradenton restaurant that has opened its doors to help others on MLK Day for the past 4 years.
Martin Luther King's mission, one of his missions was, how can we help the community? How can we get together and help the community? Black, white, poor, rich, wealthy, everybody.
Ortega provided free food, entertainment, massages, and manicures for anyone who wanted it. And since many of the attendees were homeless, Kanata says the event serves a dual purpose.
And also, we do this to bring awareness to the community about the homeless situation, which is pretty dire in Manatee and Sarasota counties.
Further south, Sarasota residents gathered at the Robert L. Taylor Center for the annual Martin Luther King Community Breakfast. 12th District Circuit Court Judge Charles E. Williams gave an inspirational keynote speech, challenging the community to get involved. And then the group took to the streets for the Unity March.
I believe in equality, and I believe in everyone, no matter what your race, religion, sex, whatever, should have the same opportunities.
Out here for Martin Luther King, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be able to have a diverse group as we do.
The walk ended at MLK Park with an all-day block party where attendees not only celebrated Dr. King's legacy, but also looked to the future.
It is so important for us to go forward and keep that torch alive in order for us for all of humanity to understand where we have come from and where we are going.
And where the community is going was a common theme at the day's events, with many citing race relations and the overall mood of the country.
Because of the current times and the environment, I think it's more important that we all come together now than it has been in a long time.
The next 4 years, we're going to have some struggles, but I think that is going to be the key, is unity and solidarity.
Regardless of the location, event attendees say they were all doing the same thing, continuing the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Bobeth, thank you. Main Street and Lakewood Ranch being recognized for its fundraising efforts over the last few years. Lakewood Ranch reports it's helped more than 60 local nonprofits raise more than $800,000 just in 2016. Main Street draws crowds from around the state to its events like Music on Main, car shows, parades, and bike races. Fundraising numbers have gone up since Main Street opened in 2005. Main Street's manager believes it's raised more than $5 million for charities in just the past 5 years alone. And we'll have your forecast for the rest of the work week right after this.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Attention small business owners. Penn Funding announces the easiest and fastest business funding program, the Platinum Business Account.
We needed cash fast. Business is good, but this is an emergency. We needed some new equipment, and the banks wouldn't help us.
At Penn Funding, we like to say, yes, you're approved. With your Platinum Business Account, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more. This amazing new business account funding program is so effective, you could have the cash you need in just days.
I called, spoke with an agent who pre-qualified us, and connected me.
Call now for your Platinum Business Account. If you've been in business for at least 6 months, you could qualify for up to $50,000 or more in just days.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
Need cash for your business? Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-658-3433. 800-658-3433.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Well, we just saw all those MLK Day celebrations.
Right.
It was nice weather. You know, the clouds made it a little cooler
Yeah,
today.
I noticed it yesterday playing golf. It was warm on Saturday. There was a lot more sunshine.
Yeah.
And then clouds yesterday kind of kept temperatures a little bit at bay, at least somewhat. We were near a record high, though, today, just 3 degrees shy of a record high temperature. Here's a look at what's going on. This is the Van Wezel webcam. This is the time lapse from this afternoon. You can see that the clouds around, and then sky's kind of clear just after 5 o'clock, and that allowed for a beautiful sunset tonight, as you see right there. And now just a few clouds around, and a great photo sent in from our friend Cliff Rolls. Over the weekend, he snapped this shot there near the bayfront. You can see it quite clearly, a beautiful sunset there. We've had a lot of them lately, and this is a dolphin jumping for joy, I guess. The warm weather temperatures in the water are still into the mid-60s there. Katie Tupin getting that shot right there in the northern portions of Sarasota Bay, just by Cortez. Blue skies, Barb Wilson getting this today. So the skies were clear at times with some clouds occasionally on that east to southeasterly wind flow around that area of high pressure. Here's a cold front. Not much to it now. It's not going to have any success in pushing on through and cooling us down anytime soon. So if you like the warm temperatures, they're going to stick around a while. We will start to get back to more normal temperatures, I think, by Monday of next week, so in about 7 days from now. A few showers down to our south and along the east coast. That's been about it. Some light rainfall there. And our current conditions, we have fair skies, still warm, 73, and the dew point is at 59 degrees, humidity at 61%, winds out of the east at 5, and the pressure at 3022. That's fairly high, and that continues to rise ever so slightly. Well, there it is. 82 is the record high. We got up to 79 degrees. 61 was the warning low. So we're about 10 degrees above average as of late. That will persist throughout most of this week. No rainfall report. The next chance for getting some significant rainfall, I think, comes on late Sunday and into Monday morning as a cold front kind of moves on in. Some patchy fog overnight. Otherwise, temperatures staying pretty warm into the low 60s for lows over most areas, upper 50s away from the water. And current temperatures now into the low 70s to mid 70s. Venice at 76, 74 in Arcadia, Punta Gorda 73, Mayaca City 76, Lakewood Ranch at 74. Same in Brady now, Cortez at 72 degrees. And looks like temperatures for overnight lows, as I mentioned, will be into the lower 60s. Well, the ice storm that caused so many headaches across the central U.S. has now moved into the upper Mississippi Valley, into Wisconsin and Minnesota, northern Iowa, stretching down still into Omaha. They have some weather warnings and advisories there. The accumulation on some of the trees there and power lines up near an inch. And when that happens, they snap and break, and so do the tree limbs, and they fall on the power lines, downing them as well. Right now, it's mainly rainfall, though, that you see throughout Illinois up into Chicago, also near South Bend, stretching off toward Ohio. The Toledo area getting some rain now, but it's rain, snow, and ice and freezing rain mix now in Detroit. Some snow showers further north there occurring. Winter weather advisories are in effect from Michigan stretching all the way through Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa to Kansas and Nebraska. Temperatures are not bitterly cold. That's the problem, is that they're right around freezing throughout this region from Toronto, Detroit, and Minneapolis all the way down into Denver right now. And that cold air will move off to the east. It's not going to move to the southeast at all. We're going to stay warm here over the upcoming days. Futurecast indicating with that high pressure anchored just to the east of the states here, we're going to see that east to southeasterly wind flow throughout the next several days. And that means warm temperatures. There's a possibility of that fog forming each and every night because of the higher dew point temperatures. And then eventually things start to erode by Saturday. And then the chance for showers comes Sunday, as I mentioned, late. And a better chance for some storms on into a Monday. Northeast winds for boaters. Seas running less than 2 feet. Really a light chop of the bays and inland waters. Water temperature warming up. 66 just a couple of days ago. 64. And beaches will see a high of 76 degrees. Low tide upcoming for Sarasota Bay 9:47. And sunrise will be at 7:21. Tonight, look for just a few clouds. 59, mild, and some patchy fog. Tomorrow, staying warm. Highs in the upper 70s. And another nice warm day expected on Wednesday. In fact, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s through Sunday. There's that rain chance, and cooler temperatures move in on Monday. Scott?
Bob, thank you. The wife of Pulse nightclub shooter Omar Mateen arrested in the San Francisco area today. That's according to FBI officials. Authorities say Noor Salman is facing charges related to aiding and abetting Mateen's material support of ISIS and obstruction of justice. Salman apparently gave police conflicting accounts about what she knew about her husband's intentions in the hours leading up to last year's attack. She also told investigators she knew her husband bought the guns he used to kill 49 people and injure more than 50 others at the gay nightclub in Orlando. Salman is expected to make a court appearance tomorrow. The infant abducted from a Florida hospital more than 18 years ago is now reunited with her biological parents. Kamaya Mobley and her parents reunited over the weekend, while the woman she long believed to be her mother is behind bars. DNA tests revealed the 18-year-old is the same girl a woman posed as a nurse, abducted as a newborn from a Jacksonville hospital back in 1998. According to Jacksonville Sheriff, Mobley was found after hundreds of tips came in late last year to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children.
As she became an 18-year-old young woman and went to look for jobs and do different things. She had fraudulent identification, so her Social Security card and her birth certificate were both, fraudulent, and that began to raise questions, I'm sure.
Gloria Williams, the woman that Mobley believed was her mother, has been charged with kidnapping and interference with custody. She's being held without bond in a South Carolina detention center. We'll be right back with more news. Stay with us.
Tonight, President-elect Trump ready for his oath of office and already taking aim to dismantle Obamacare. What's it mean for you as the cabinet battles continue? Just 4 days to the inauguration. This is where America turns. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
I support Goodwill because when I donate or shop, I have the power. The power to change lives.
Start the year off with a great deal during the Start Something New event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough and have plenty of power to handle any job with all the comforts you'd expect in a luxury vehicle. And right now, all 2016 quad cabs are over 20% off with new Ram trucks starting at just $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
We consider the first 60 minutes the golden hour, the time that we can do the most to affect how a patient's going to do. I think what motivates all of us is that at the other end of it, we see them, smiling and happy and going back to their families. That's our greatest satisfaction. Sarasota Memorial Hospital is just an amazing place to take care of people.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
There are many choices when it comes to AC companies. Our advice? Choose a company that performs employee background checks and is licensed with top manufacturers like Daikin. Daikin offers a 12-year parts and labor limited warranty. For better comfort and value, call Elite Heating and Air.
Well, we know dogs like to chase other animals, but one beagle in Colorado took his love for birds too far. The pup named Theo became trapped after running across the ice to chase a flock of geese. His owner had to call the fire department for help. The ice rescue team traveled across the ice to get to the dog on an island within the lake. During the rescue, the flock of geese meandered around, almost mocking the dog's position as they were easily crossing the ice. Additional firefighters were called to the scene, and little Theo was eventually rescued safely and brought back to shore. I think his owner is very happy about that.
So the children there too.
Yeah.
You know, the beagle got in a little bit of trouble there, I guess, venturing out too far on that ice. Sometimes they got to think a little bit more, but not like that here. Beautiful weather here, Scott.
Absolutely. Bob, thanks. Thank you for joining us.